Hello everyone, I'm Max, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. So far, 2025 has been a year filled with many strange things caught on trail cams. From weird unidentified creatures such as bigfoots and skinwalkers to killers and to many other unexplainable phenomena. So today I decided to highlight some of the most chilling and downright horrifying creatures caught on trail cameras this year. Also, stay tuned for a special and very scary nature clip at the end of this video. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. So grab your I Found Bigfoot coffee mugs and allow your fear to be maximized as we recap the scariest trail camera clips of 2025 mega compilation. The following is some of the clearest evidence of the Dogman. It was taken by a trail camera deep in the backwoods of Ohio. A man named Richard McClandish is responsible for the clear trail camera captures and claims that he's seen multiple of these Dogman-like creatures in his section of the woods. So here are his photos, and I'll share one of his stories with you guys. His trail camera took a burst of 2 photos. The first one captures the creature pretty much entirely. It's bipedal and slightly human-like, but covered in dark fur with the head of a canine. It's hunched over and moving with tremendous speed, as we can tell by the second capture. These trail cameras usually snap a burst of photos within a second or so. So we can tell this thing was running quickly past the camera. But this really could be some of the clearest Dogman evidence ever. I mean, it's HD, close up, and we can see pretty much everything. The fur is connected to its body, its hunched posture is strange. This is enough to tell us it's not human. So now that you've seen his captures, here's his story about his first encounter with the so-called Dogman of Ohio.
I don't know where it came from. It was just there in the forest. It was looking at me, I was looking at it. It didn't growl at me. It just showed me his teeth and raised his head up and sniffing, and it just took off. And then when I went back to the cabin, this thing followed me home. It has clawed both of my trees, took a frontal bite out of one of my trees. The only thing I was thinking of was like, he's either calling me out or he's saying, get out.
Now, on top of all this compelling evidence, Ohio actually has a pretty interesting and underappreciated history when it comes to Dogman-type creature sightings. While Michigan's Beast of Bray Road and Michigan Dogman are the most famous, Ohio has its own set of chilling encounters, especially clustered in its rural and wooded regions. For example, the Defiance werewolf incident of 1972. In Defiance, Ohio, during the summer of 1972, several witnesses, including police officers, reported seeing a hairy, man-like creature with a canine head. Witnesses described it as a 7-foot-tall, upright, wolf-like creature. Despite multiple police reports and patrols, no culprit was caught, and the sightings abruptly stopped, leaving the case unsolved and cementing it as a famous Ohio cryptid event. And Salt Fork State Park is one of Ohio's biggest cryptid hotspots. It's better known for Bigfoot sightings, but several Dogman-type creatures have been spotted there as well, particularly during the 1900s and 2000s. There are so many other strange encounters that come from Ohio, but these were just the most significant. So what do you guys think? Is Richard McClandish telling the truth? Let us know in the comments down below. Just highlighted on July 7th, 2025, this new creature video is shocking the internet. It said a group of thrill seekers were out exploring an abandoned area. An area with old deserted buildings and unkempt land, kept hidden by a layer of thick forest. They wandered around, flashlights in hand, filming their expedition, when finally they came across something they couldn't explain. Inside one of the walls of one of the buildings was an unknown creature. A small hole was seen in the rocky wall, just big enough to expose what was behind. We see an ominous, human-like eye peering back at them. We can tell it's a real living thing as it blinks and moves around. Some said, well, maybe it's just a human or animal trapped back there or something. First of all, its skin looks almost reptilian-like. It seems to be a dark grayish, bluish color. Also, it doesn't look like an animal eye. It seriously does look like a human eye, but probably even bigger. Second of all, they're in a very remote spot where no one should be. So the odds that another person is out there and stuck behind the wall like that are extremely slim. Another weird thing about the video is it was released with no audio, only adding to its mystery. Some cryptid enthusiasts hypothesize mythical creatures. Some say it looks like a dragon, judging by the eye and skin alone. Others think it's some kind of other cryptid creature, like a chupacabra or maybe even a skinwalker. Now obviously, since we can only see the eye and a small portion of the face, we will likely never know the truth about what it was. But maybe it's better off that way. Maybe we weren't supposed to know at all. This brand new trail camera capture comes from York, South Carolina. It was just released on June 28, 2025, but it was taken all the way back in December of 2023. It was taken in the early hours of the morning at approximately 5:01 a.m., while it was still dark out. The caption reads, "A York, South Carolina resident captured this chilling photo on their trail cam. Check it out." In the photo, we see a face of some kind, heavily distorted by motion blur. Whatever it was either moving extremely fast right in front of the camera, or it was moving the camera itself. Maybe it was attempting to steal it, and it was running away with it and shaking the camera a lot as it ran, and that's when the camera took the photo. However, we don't know the full story because the trail cam owner never specifically said it. All we know is they captured this really weird image and they still can't explain it. Theories range from bigfoots to ghosts to pranksters. The face does look kind of primate-like and large, so that's why some believe it's Bigfoot. But the pale, supernatural look of it leans more towards the ghost theory. However, skeptics believe it could be someone in a costume or mask playing a prank. But South Carolina is a surprisingly rich state when it comes to cryptid folklore. Ranging from swamp monsters and lizard men to Bigfoot-type creatures and sea serpents. Legends include the lizard man of Scape Ore Swamp, werewolves and dogmen, Bigfoots, the bat beast of Marion, and more. So, considering South Carolina's cryptid history, could it be one of these legends? If so, which one? I don't know for sure, but the lizard man of Scape Ore Swamp sounds terrifying. If you live in South Carolina, let me know if you've heard of these legends or maybe even had encounters with some. On April 28, 2025, something unexplainable was going on in the skies above Tucson, Arizona. There were multiple sightings of a helicopter chasing what looked to be an orb through the night sky. Many Tucson residents stepped outside this night and wished they never would have, because the sight would not only freak them out entirely, but would make them question life as they knew it.
That is a straight up orb, dude.
We see this phenomenon from a couple angles. The first one is a quick video taken by a resident in a small neighborhood. The second one comes from a trailer park nearby. The second video gets a very clear shot of it, and it goes on for about 45 seconds. We see what looks like a giant ball of light just flying through the sky, followed by a helicopter. What could this orb be? Is it a UFO or UAP from a different planet or dimension? Is it aliens? Or is it some kind of spy aircraft from another country? It doesn't look like any technology from this Earth though. It's just a flying orb of bright light. Someone in the comments states that the helicopter was actually a Black Hawk chopper. The UH-60 Black Hawk is a versatile, fast, and reliable military helicopter used primarily by US Army and allies for everything from combat operations to disaster relief.
Being followed by a freaking helicopter.
It's one of the most recognized and respected military helicopters, even worldwide. So was this something military related? Or was it a covert combat operation to take down an extraterrestrial craft? In October of last year, a girl would post a Snapchat video that seemed completely normal at first. It was her riding in an excavator. She was just filming it, having a good time, thinking it would be a good video to share with her friends and family. But unbeknownst to her, something strange was caught in the background. At first you might miss it, but slowing it down you'll see it for sure. A humanoid creature was hiding in the brush when it quickly rushes out and flees. The leap is insane. It jumps super far and runs so fast that they didn't even see it in real time. And then it seems to disappear or something. We just can't see it anymore. While we did see it though, it looks to have some very long hair on its head. Some think it could be Bigfoot, but it looks a little smaller than a typical Bigfoot. Because of the way it vanishes, some think it's some kind of ghostly spirit. Maybe a spirit of someone who died out there in the woods and didn't want to be seen by the people out there. One thing's for sure, a human can't move like this and vanish like this. This had to be something otherworldly. Just an insane video. The reason this one is so compelling is because the girl was just filming a fun video, not trying to capture anything scary or strange. Also, they didn't even realize until later when they watched the video back that they had caught something. A lot of times these videos can be explained, but this one, I don't know. I don't have any explanations for this one. If you guys have any potential theories or answers and think you know how or why this happened, feel free to let us all know in the comments down below. With the growing popularity of Ring cameras and other kinds of security cameras, it seems more and more people are beginning to capture strange things on them. From ghostly entities, cryptid creatures, strange orbs, and more. Well, here's an example of someone who caught some kind of creature on their Ring cam. It comes out of Westfield, Wisconsin. It was just posted in mid-2024. The homeowners have a Ring doorbell camera and also some Ring security cameras on the back of their home. One of them on the back of their home captured this. A naked, thin, humanoid creature is seen walking into the tree line. Its arms are disturbingly long, reaching down past its shins. Its skin is pale and almost pinkish, a strange combination. It looks like some kind of extraterrestrial creature or something. However, this wasn't the only picture they captured. They also captured this on their Ring doorbell camera. It looks slightly different from the creature spotted in the backyard. It has the same colored skin, but it's more muscular, and it also has a strange black pattern all over it. It almost looks like it's been burned or something. It looks like something straight out of hell. The homeowner claims that the secluded forest around her home has many of these types of creatures roaming around in it. Some say there may be some kind of portal in the woods that dumps these creatures onto her property. Kind of like the story of Skinwalker Ranch, where strange portals were spotted when alien skinwalker-like creatures would be dumped out of these portals and onto their property. The Skinwalker Ranch story was one of the most documented accounts of unknown creatures, and it's very fascinating. Although Skinwalker Ranch is in Utah and this property is in Wisconsin, so they're very far away. But hey, who's to say these kinds of portals can't pop up in other areas? Now, those disturbing images I just showed were going pretty viral, so I figured I'd show you all, and also to see what you think. If they are real, definitely one of the scariest encounters of all time. Now, this is seriously one of the best UFO videos of all time. Not only is the footage really clear, but the reactions of the spectators are really convincing. They're all freaking out, gathered around filming the strange craft. Take a look.
It's a UFO for real! Look at it, she gonna put It's a UFO for real, y'all! That is crazy. Y'all, that's crazy. It's a UFO for real. I promise y'all. Look, we got all these people. This the street light. That ain't no street light.
The brand new video was taken on June 9th, 2025, and it comes from Dallas, Texas. We see what looks like a flying saucer in the sky, with a long beam of light below it. The bluish-colored light beam stretches all the way down to the ground. And the craft itself is covered in lights along the bottom. This spectacle caused excitement and chaos within the group, with them trying to wrap their heads around what they're seeing. Seeing a UFO in real life this clear and this close really has to make you question everything, especially if you didn't believe before. Adding to the video's sincerity is the region it was taken in. Texas has had so many UFO sightings throughout the region, not just recently, but all throughout history, in fact. All the way back in 1897, the Aurora, Texas UFO crash happened. A cigar-shaped flying object reportedly crashed into a windmill on a local farm. The townspeople claimed to have recovered the badly burned body of a small alien-like being, which they buried in the town cemetery. One of the most compelling encounters in Texas occurred a little later, the Cash Landrum incident of 1980. It all went down on December 29th, 1980, near Huffman, Texas, northeast of Houston. 3 people, Betty Cash, Vicki Landrum, and Landrum's grandson Colby, reportedly encountered a large diamond-shaped UFO emitting intense heat and flames. Soon after, they claimed to have been pursued by a convoy of unmarked military helicopters. All 3 suffered radiation-like symptoms, nausea, burns, and hair loss. They later filed a lawsuit against the US government, but it was later dismissed. It's often cited as one of the most disturbing and credible UFO sightings of all time, especially considering the physical symptoms they had from it. So all this being said, is the new video I just showed credible as well? I think it has potential to be one of the greatest UFO videos in history. Let me know what you all think in the comments down below. The following video was taken on a rural property somewhere in the US. The homeowner is used to finding all kinds of wildlife all around his property. But this day he was inside when he began to hear some rustling right outside of his home. It sounded like something huge was outside, so he made his way to the door. He opens the door, steps outside, and finds some kind of creature hiding in the brush. It's dark and humanoid-shaped. It's hunched down, trying to remain still and camouflaged. It's hairless, with dark, leathery skin. Its posture is really weird. We can't tell if it's bipedal or quadrupedal. Also, the arms are really skinny. It's such a strange-looking creature, a creature we can't exactly identify. Many cryptid enthusiasts voiced their opinions online. Some thought it was a Dogman, the alleged half-man, half-dog creature that stalks humans and lives in the forest. Others thought it could be some kind of other cryptid creature, like a chupacabra. The chupacabra is a legendary creature from contemporary folklore primarily associated with Puerto Rico, Mexico, and the US Southwest, especially Texas, and even sometimes Latin America. It's said to attack livestock and drain their blood through small puncture wounds. They're said to look pretty similar to the figure in the video, usually 3 to 5 feet tall with dark, leathery skin. They're hairless, dog-like creatures, often mistaken for a coyote or dog with severe mange. So could this be what it was, or was it maybe even a sick, deformed, or injured animal? Like maybe a small wolf or bear of some kind. Whatever it was, it obviously didn't want to be seen, the way it was hiding into the vegetation there. Definitely a pretty strange video. Here is a terrifying trail cam picture that will send chills down your spine. It was taken on November 12th, 2022, according to the timestamp. However, not many have seen it at all. To make things even more horrifying, it was taken at 2:55 a.m. in the complete dead of night. The type of trail camera that was set up in the woods here is a picture-taking trail camera. As you may know, when a living thing is detected, well, at least heat and motion are detected, because I don't know if this is considered a living thing or not, that's when a photo will be snapped. Check out what triggered the camera this night. A light-colored, human-like silhouette is seen. It's a shadowy entity with bright glowing eyes. It looks to be moving away and turning back and staring at the camera. Its head is super round, and it looks to be missing hair. Its body is hunched and pale. I mean, this is the textbook look of a ghost. It's definitely too shadowy to be a person. Now we know the owner put the camera up in a desolate spot in the forest. However, we have no clue where exactly it was. But just imagine the scare this guy got when he looked back at his trail cam captures. He set the camera up just to capture some innocent wildlife, and then he caught one of the most unsettling images of all time. Many researchers are saying this is a real spirit caught on camera. They believe some kind of demonic spirit haunting the woods, judging by its overall look and demeanor. With the growing popularity of these trail cameras, people are capturing things humans were never meant to see. Because of how stealthy they are, animals, and in this case unknown creatures, are never really able to spot them. So they think they're safe out there because nobody is really around. But little do they know, they're the ones being watched. Let's go ahead and take a look at a mysterious but very clear photo of one of the most loved cryptids nowadays, the Dogman. The clear image was taken from an upwards angle, likely a high-hanging trail camera. The creature was reportedly running through the forest clearing when it was captured. Analyzing the creature, its fur is jet black. We can see its back muscles and skin through its fur, showing us this can't be a costume. Also, the face alone shows us it can't be a costume. It has a real dog-like face with an elongated snout, sharp teeth, dark eyes, and pointed ears. We also notice some slight motion blur, telling us the creature was on the move. If this is a real picture, it's definitely one of the best of all time. Some skeptics are claiming it's edited or AI because of how clear and HD it is. But believers aren't buying it. If this is just AI, at least it's a really good representation of what the Dogman would really look like in a high-resolution capture. Regardless if this image is real or not, so many people swear the Dogman itself is real. So many people, especially around the United States, claim that they've had encounters with it and seen it with their own two eyes. Areas stretching from Michigan to Kentucky have more sightings than anywhere else. And it really does seem like more and more videos and photos of them have been popping up recently. Could this simply be due to the growing popularity of the creature and people mistaking other animals for it? Or is their population increasing along with their popularity? Let me know what you think. This recent cryptid encounter is freaking people out. According to the uploader, it all started when residents of a small rural town began hearing strange, loud noises ringing out. They were listed as loud, unsettling screams bellowing in the distance. Being in a rural town, they're used to strange animal noises like bobcats and such, but this time something was off about it. Eventually, someone called the sheriff's office, terrified at what might be out there. So the police arrive on the scene and try to locate the area where the noises were reportedly coming from. A small woods on the edge of town. An officer enters and looks around with his flashlight, even though it's still evening and slightly light out. As he walks down the path, he looks off to the other path to the right, and there it was. A pale, skinny, humanoid figure crouched down on the path. Slowing the footage down, we get a better look. It's just staring right at the officer. After the officer sees this, he flees, not knowing what the hell it was. He had never seen anything like this, and truthfully, he didn't have any idea what to do. Police officers are used to dealing with criminals and dangerous people, but unknown creatures, that's a completely different ballgame. A game they didn't sign up for. Anyways, many cryptozoologists got their hands on this video and analyzed it. The most believed theory is that it was the Rake. The Rake is a legendary creature that you may have heard of before. It's described as a tall, pale, emaciated humanoid entity with long claws and large, empty eyes. It's typically associated with stalking and tormenting humans at night. It's described as humanoid but inhuman, with pale, sickly white skin. It has a gaunt, skeletal frame with large, empty black eyes. So did this unexpected officer have an encounter with the Rake this night? Or was it something else, like maybe some kind of other creature? Or is there maybe even another explanation? Whatever it was deeply disturbing. The following terrifying creature encounter comes in from These Dark Adventures. She says this video in particular was sent in by an adventurer who was heading towards his deer stand. And his deer stand is just out in the woods there behind his home, but as he got out there this day, he spotted some kind of unidentified creature. He didn't film it at first because he was too frightened and he ran away. But then he got the courage to quickly return to the area and catch it on film. He took a really quick video and then took off again, practically sprinting back to the safety of his home. But when we slow the video down a bit, we get a better glimpse. It's like nothing we've ever seen before. It has a pitch black body with the head of an alien or something, with big horns on its head. Its head almost looks like an insect or something. That's the only way I can describe it. We also realize the skin is gray on its face, but not on its body. Maybe because the body is covered in fur and the face is hairless? The video quickly gained traction on TikTok, and everyone is trying to figure out what it is. The videographer has no idea what it was, and neither does These Dark Adventures. Some were a little skeptical though, pointing out that the so-called creature doesn't even seem to move, which could indicate that it's a prop or statue of some kind. But it does look very realistic from what we can see, and many viewers believe wholeheartedly. So let me know where you guys stand with this one. Did this man really accidentally encounter an unknown creature behind his home? Or is it a hoax, a trick meant to confuse the internet? Let me know. Here is a pretty infamous trail cam photo. It comes from Hubbardton, Vermont, and it was taken on September 3rd, 2010. Now, even though it was taken almost 15 years ago, I'm sure most of you have never seen it, or even heard about it at all. It was captured by a Hubbardton resident named Frank, last name undisclosed. According to the uploader, the camera was set up to monitor the wildlife near an apple tree, which seemed to get lots of action from different wild animals, but instead it captured some kind of unidentified life form. The creature was moving quickly, hence the motion blur. Whatever it is, it's bent down, probably eating something off the ground. It's an animal that looks deformed, and it has white patches of missing fur. Judging by the creature's position, we can't tell if it walks on 4 legs or 2. Now, many believe it's a female Sasquatch carrying a juvenile, but I don't really see it. Okay, Future Max here. I'm sitting here editing this video, and I can see now that it looks like a Sasquatch. You can see where the white circle is, that's where its head would be, and in the red circle is where the baby is supposedly. So yeah, that's what people are seeing, and that's why people are saying it's a Sasquatch. Let's get back to the video. But apparently a popular Bigfoot investigator named Steve Culls took a look at the eerie image. He analyzed it thoroughly and estimated the figure's shoulder height at approximately 40 inches, which is actually consistent with a large upright primate. According to the Squatches Reel on TikTok, skeptics have proposed alternate theories, including a swooping owl, a person in camouflage, or even an animal with mange. But none have definitively explained the unique posture and apparent anatomical details, end quote. Also, this was the only image taken by the trail camera, so this is all we have to go off of. Reportedly, no tracks were found in the area and in the area nearby. So, to this day, even 15 years later, the image still remains unexplained. Which makes it one of the most mysterious trail cam captures of all time. So it leaves us with many questions. Could it really be some kind of Sasquatch? Or is it a new species of animal? Or maybe even some kind of cryptid we have no idea about? The world may never know. Now, many of you know about the Appalachian Mountains and how creepy they are. Because of how remote and vast the whole area is, many eerie things take place here. From unexplained cryptid sightings to ghostly legends and even murderers and serial killer encounters. In this one, an experienced hiker named Lizzie knew all about the scary legends of the Appalachian Mountains, but she was fascinated by them. So against her better judgment, she and her friend Alexandria decided to travel there and rent out a cabin in the woods. Reportedly, everything was going great at first. That was until nightfall. It got dark, and around 2 in the morning, something downright disturbing began to happen. A pair of screams erupt through the forest. At first we hear a woman, then we hear a man scream, along with dogs barking nearby. Then what sound like multiple gunshots are heard ringing out. Now the golden rule of the Appalachian Mountains is if you hear something, no you didn't. At its core, the phrase is saying ignore what you think you heard, don't investigate, don't acknowledge it, just let it be. This saying is rooted in a blend of superstition, caution, and survival instinct. It implies that the sound might not be from a person or animal, but from something otherworldly. A cryptid, spirit, witch, or skinwalker-like being. Also, it's just all around safer to not get involved in dangerous situations like the one heard in the video. But in my opinion, I think they should have at least called the police. Because according to the uploader, the girls didn't call the cops or anything. And that's why we still don't know what exactly was going on out there that night. The following are some very eerie trail camera pictures. A man snapped 9 photos of something pretty mysterious on July 21st, 2021. He states, "New Arkansas cryptid, the crooked buck." Take a look. The images are pretty disturbing, but also pretty sad. We see what looks to be a deformed buck walking through the shot. What really makes it eerie are the last 2 captures. In the last one here, we see it peering at the camera with its eyes glowing ominously. Now in the remote regions of the US comes an infamous cryptid, the knot deer. The knot deer is a modern cryptid or folklore creature from the Appalachian region of the United States, especially associated with Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, and Tennessee. It's a creature that looks like a deer, but isn't. The knot deer is described as an uncanny, distorted imitation of a deer. At first glance, it might look like a normal white-tailed deer, but on closer inspection or prolonged observation, it becomes clear that something is terribly wrong. It often moves too fast, too mechanically, or with jerky humanoid motions, and it may walk on 2 legs. It also is said to have wrong anatomy, with backwards joints, overly long limbs, or eyes that face forward like a predator, not sideways like a real deer. It's also associated with the uncanny valley effect. It triggers a gut feeling of wrongness, like your brain knows it should be a deer but isn't. The power of the knot deer legend comes from how it preys on intuition. People often say, "I didn't know why I was afraid, I just knew I needed to leave." That deep-rooted fear of something being off in nature taps into ancient self-preservation instincts. So was this a knot deer captured on this trail camera in Arkansas? Or is it simply a deformed deer? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's go ahead and take a look at a quick and controversial video of the Dogman. Now I'm sharing this one with you guys because it's been getting a lot of views online and it's been talked about recently. Whether it's real or fake, we don't know, with many claiming it's simply AI. However, it did come out over 2 years ago when AI wasn't really as good as it is now, but I'll go ahead and show you the video and let you guys be the judge. The quick but pretty clear video shows a muscular, hairless canine. It's too muscular to be a wolf or coyote, or any kind of canine creature for that matter. And it's covered in dark gray skin. It seems to just be slowly walking through a dry, open field. Now, as you may know, the cryptid creature called the Dogman is infamous for walking on its hind legs, because it's a human-dog hybrid and its body is more human-like. But this one here is walking on all 4s. But something definitely does seem off about it. Whatever it is, it's definitely a creature you wouldn't want to mess with. The reason this clip is so captivating is its clarity. We can practically see every single detail on a being's body, from its huge defined muscles to its creepy dog-like face. And this video does come from somewhere in the US, and the US is said to be the biggest hotspot for these kinds of cryptids. So could this be a real Dogman sighting? Or is it simply AI generated, like some are saying? On October 12th, 2023 at 4:39 a.m., a trail camera would be mysteriously triggered. And what was captured was so scary that it would immediately go viral. The photo was just released on May 18th, 2025, even though it was taken all the way back in October of 2023. It was reportedly taken near the Iron Hollow State Forest in northern Wisconsin. It appears to be a cryptid creature that the locals know as the Hidebehind. The Hidebehind is a cryptid from American folklore, particularly rooted in the traditions of lumberjack tales from the northern woods of the United States, especially the Pacific Northwest and parts of the Great Lakes region. The Hidebehind is described as a tall, slender creature that is incredibly fast and agile. But its most terrifying trait is that it can never be seen directly. It always stays out of sight, hiding just behind whoever is looking for it. Every time someone turns to look, it shifts positions, keeping itself concealed. It's said to inhabit dense woods, especially where visibility is low. It's rumored to attack or abduct loggers, especially those who wander off alone. The Hidebehind was first popularized in the early 20th century among lumberjacks, who used the legend to explain disappearances in the woods or to spook newcomers. Some modern cryptid researchers and fans interpret the Hidebehind as a type of shadow creature, interdimensional being, or forest spirit. It has appeared in various books, podcasts, games, or even pop culture. And in this new trail cam photo, a creature of similar description is seen. So is the Hidebehind a real creature, and did this man capture it on his trail camera? Let me know in the comments down below. This brand new security camera clip might prove the existence of aliens. The quick video comes from Compton, California, and it was taken on June 5th, 2025. A woman named Jessica Ortiz said she was, quote, stunned when her Ring camera captured a strange-looking creature trotting along the side of her home. The once exclusive video has been on various news stations recently, including NBC LA, a popular and pretty trusted news source. The video shows a light-colored humanoid silhouette quickly darting past the camera. It's seen in the bottom right corner. Looking closer at the creature, it appears to almost be translucent. We can slightly see through it, like a three-dimensional shadow. Jessica also has 2 other Ring cameras around her home, and she says those cameras didn't catch anything. Here's what else she has to say about it.
I was sitting in my son's room with my son. We were staring at each other like, what do we do? I didn't even know what to do. Like, I'm not going to call the police. I'm not going to go outside. I guess I'm going to have to live with the doubt because I'm not checking.
She has no clue what to make of it. So she posted her video online, and still no one has a definitive answer. Most popular theories include the supernatural, like aliens and ghosts. But skeptics try to say it's a small child, but I can't lie, this doesn't look like any child to me. Also, California has one of the richest and most active histories of alien and UFO sightings in the United States, thanks in part to its size, population, military presence, and deep ties to both aerospace and Hollywood. Most of the sightings are of UFOs and UAPs. However, many people have claimed to see actual aliens in California over the decades, though none of these sightings have been confirmed by official sources. These reports typically fall into the categories of close encounters of the third kind and alien abduction accounts, and they've come from a mix of ordinary citizens, alleged military personnel, and UFO enthusiasts. For instance, one of the most popular, the Giant Rock / George Van Tassel contact cases of 1950 and 1960. In these cases, a man named Van Tassel claimed he met an alien named Solagonda from Venus, who gave him knowledge of free energy and healing. These beings were described as tall, humanoid, glowing, and benevolent. Van Tassel said he boarded their spacecraft and received messages of peace. Thousands attended his conventions, where others reported seeing tall creatures and UFOs landing in the deserts. Now there are plenty more stories and evidence coming from California, making this new video that much more convincing. So what do you guys think? Did Jessica Ortiz capture a small alien being on her Ring camera that night? Let me know in the comments down below. A man was camping in a supposedly haunted forest when the unthinkable happened. It all went down on the late night of July 24th, 2025. The place he was camping at was called the Undead Village, rumored to be super haunted and rugged. It began to get late, so he and his cameraman jumped inside their tent and began filming, when suddenly something downright chilling is heard just outside.
All the time, as well as...
Turn off the light, turn off the light, turn off the light.
We hear some deeply unsettling noises, like some sort of deep laughing or something. And we hear whatever it is walk quickly right up to the tent. And then it begins circling. For a couple minutes, whatever this was just stayed right outside circling them. The campers are frozen with fear. At the end of the clip, the man is heard saying it sounds like a person. Now, even though these weird noises sound almost human-like and pretty much otherworldly, many are saying it's just a wolf. Because wolves are said to be able to make strange laughing noises. So maybe it was a hungry wolf coming to attack. Luckily, they were inside the tent, because if it was a wolf, they likely wouldn't have been as safe as they were. However, lots of viewers said that the voice was just too strange and it couldn't be a wolf or any kind of animal. They also consider the fact that the place they were staying was literally called the Undead Village, and it was infamous for being haunted. Either way, wolf or supernatural spirit, the encounter is enough to chill you to your core. Being hunted in the woods by anything is one of the most terrifying feelings a human could endure, because the creatures of the woods, unknown and known, live out there, and this is their territory, and we are the ones out of place. Let's go ahead and take a look at a very exclusive and very disturbing photo. It's only been seen by 1,000 people. It was uploaded on July 18th, 2025. Reportedly, the photo was taken very late at night by a camper. What's crazy about this one is he didn't even realize that he captured anything strange. He took a bunch of photos that night and never really looked back at them. That is until this one here came up as a photo memory on his phone. He clicked on it and gasped, finally realizing what he had captured that night. A tall, pale, lanky humanoid creature is seen off to the left. It seems to be walking away from him and looking back at the same time. Its arms and legs are excessively skinny, and its head is small and round. The man says he was taking pictures of his campsite, as you can see by the grill and the tent in the foreground. And he never expected to see anything like this. Once again, online theorists hunt for theories. And the most mentioned were the Rake and extraterrestrials. The Rake is an infamous cryptid said to look just like this. I'm going to go ahead and read off the traits and tell me this doesn't sound just like the creature in the photo. A pale grayish or chalk white skin. An emaciated, almost skeletal build. It appears naked, with no visible clothing. It looks both human and non-human, with disturbing proportions. It's hairless, with large, black, lidless eyes or sunken eye sockets. And its expression is often described as emotionless or predatory. So maybe this camper caught one of these creatures on camera this night? Or could it be an alien gray like other theorists are saying? Regardless, it seems to be something not from this world. Now, I found this really mysterious video on TikTok. I remember seeing it a few weeks ago and I was going to do a segment on it, but apparently the video itself and the account it was posted on mysteriously vanished. They're just not there anymore. But luckily I found the video for you guys, so even though it's trying to be wiped from the internet, here it is today. 2 women went out exploring in a remote forest when they found an out-of-place metal hatch. These kinds of things are actually pretty common though. They're called water cisterns. They're underground containers used to store water. But anyways, they open it, and inside is another piece blocking it off. They pull it off, and this is when it's seen.
I f***ing heard noises. Ugh. Do you hear it echoing? Holy sh**. Oh! There's a flashlight in my backpack.
A ghostly face peering up at them. Neither of them noticed it in real time. The water cistern is pitch black, with the only light shining in from above. But still, a ghostly-looking presence is seen. The ladies left and eventually made a return to the strange hole in the ground. They record a part 2 video, but don't mention anything about the silhouette they caught in their last video.
I'm Mackenzie. I think I'm the sacrifice. Like, water cistern?
So it's likely they never realized. There's so much mysteriousness surrounding this video. Why did their account mysteriously vanish? How and why didn't the girls see the apparition inside? It leaves us with many more questions than answers. Maybe someone or something is trying to cover up this pretty impressive proof of the paranormal, and that's why they're trying to erase the video. Definitely one of the more eerie and convincing ghost encounters on the internet. This might be one of the most disturbing encounters on the internet. A man was home alone when he began to hear some weird noises coming from outside of his home. He ventures outside and begins wandering around his property. He even begins filming, and that's when the noises start again. High-pitched, disembodied voices are echoing through the night. The voices sound human-like, but non-human at the same time. They're coming from the forest. He nears closer and closer to the street and the forest, and this is when the voices get even louder. He was completely terrified, but also was worried that someone or something was in danger. So, against his better judgment, he heads out into the woods where the shrieking was coming from. He makes his way out and finds the general area where the sounds were coming from. Then, a strange figure is seen. We see an upright being with bright glowing eyes walking away from him. Its eyes are glowing bright yellow. It stares at him and then retreats. Judging by the haunting screeches and the glowing-eyed entity that was seen, many believe this was something supernatural. Perhaps a ghostly spirit that resides in the woods out there, or even a cryptid creature. Definitely one of the most unsettling encounters we've seen. The following quick video is of the Dogman, one of the more popular cryptid creatures nowadays. It comes from Brazil. A man lives on a rural property with woods surrounding the back section of his home. He stands outside late at night in his overgrown backyard when he hears something moving in the trees, and then he begins recording. To his horror, a strange-looking animal appears. A seemingly unknown animal. It walks behind his garden, just looking at him. Now the video is pretty blurry and hard to see, but the best shot we get is right at the end. It's stuck down behind and then it pops up and begins sprinting away. It moves very swiftly, likely quicker than a human could. The creature seems to be covered in dark fur, and it looks to have the face of a canine. And there are indeed reports of Dogman-like creatures in Brazil, though they're not always called Dogman. Instead, these sightings often overlap with regional folklore, shapeshifter legends, and cryptid encounters. Brazilian accounts tend to describe werewolf-type beings, wolf-headed humanoids, or beastmen, all of which resemble the classic Dogman reported in the US and Europe. One of the most popular is the Labisamem, the Brazilian werewolf legend. Labisamem is the Portuguese word for werewolf, and it's one of the most widespread supernatural beliefs in Brazil. Unlike European werewolves that transform under a full moon, the Brazilian Lobisomem often appears as a tall bipedal creature with a wolf or dog-like head, covered in fur with glowing red or yellow eyes. It's often seen at night, especially near cemeteries, forests, and remote villages. Some versions of the legend say the creature runs on all fours. Others say it walks upright and it's extremely fast and strong. So was this the Lobisamem, the Brazilian Dogman? Let me know. On June 23, 2025, a man named Nate Petrosky would upload a strange video. Nate is a wildlife enthusiast and knows all about animals and nature, especially about animals inhabiting West Virginia, where he lives. But as he was driving along a forested road on his dashcam one night, he captured an animal he can't quite explain. He says, "Help me identify this strange animal." Here is his footage along with his explanation.
I'm just driving along a rural road, kind of late at night, and I saw a creature. What I saw appeared to be a cat on the left side of the road. Looks like a cat, but it runs like a raccoon. Something's just not, and it did some kind of flip pounce on whatever the heck it happened to catch, but I know it's not a raccoon. Whatever it is, I'm thinking is not native to this area because I do not recognize it. So you guys tell me what the heck it was I just saw.
He says it looks like a cat, but runs like a raccoon, and something's off about it. So far, the best guess is a creature called the fishing cat. The fishing cat is a medium-sized wildcat species native to South and Southeast Asia. As the name suggests, it's one of the few wildcats highly adapted to aquatic environments and is an excellent swimmer. Although it's native to Asia, they've allegedly been spotted in Michigan, but they're extremely rare. And the way they look is very similar to the one in the video. Here's a video of one. However, another commenter pointed out that the fishing cats have low-set rounded ears, whereas the one in this video seems to have more pointed ears. So we don't know for sure, but this is the best guess so far. Definitely an interesting sighting though. It's not every day you come across a rare animal species that you can't identify. On June 5th, 2025, a woman and her dog were out kayaking, something they love to do. But this time, as they were out on the lake, they began to notice something strange under the water coming directly at them. It comes from Patagonia, Austral Chile, the southernmost region of Chilean Patagonia. A large white mass is moving slowly towards them. It looks downright strange, like something that doesn't belong in the water or on this earth at all for that matter. She posted her video to get some answers because she had no idea what it was. And just as she had hoped, many answers came flooding in, ranging from unidentified species to known species and also to plastic bags. Some people claim this was just a giant plastic bag floating underneath the surface, with the illusion that it's a living thing. However, there is a kind of jellyfish that looks like this in the water. It's called the bay nettle jellyfish. The bay nettle jellyfish is a species of stinging jellyfish native to the Chesapeake Bay and other estuaries along the US East Coast. And for years it was considered the same species until genetic studies in 2017 confirmed it as a distinct species. Here's a video of one that had recently washed up on the shores of Chile.
Acá en la costa de Puerto Raúl Marín Balmaceda hay una medusa 2,70 metros, gigante.
So it looks like there is a plausible explanation for this one after all. Still, it doesn't make it any less terrifying. These creatures get huge and their stings are pretty painful. They cause red, irritated welts or rash-like marks, but they're usually not medically dangerous unless someone's allergic or they suffer multiple stings. This is a very exclusive Dogman photo. It's practically never been seen before, and it was highlighted on April 26, 2025. It comes from a place called Danesdyke in Bridlington, United Kingdom. It was taken by cryptid researcher Philip Kinsella. Take a look. As he was hiking through the nature reserve, he spotted this strange creature. It's a dark, lanky humanoid with a dome-shaped head. We can only see it from the waist up because its legs are down below the slope. Philip estimates the creature at 7 to 8 feet tall. We just can't tell because of the slope. It's definitely a very unique photo. Philip himself, along with other cryptid researchers, are calling it a Dogman sighting. While most Dogman legends are tied to North America, the UK actually have a surprising number of Dogman or werewolf-like creature reports, just like this one. So it's not very far-fetched that it was spotted here. Now we've actually covered a lot of Dogman sightings in this video today, so let me know which one was your favorite and also let me know if you want to see more. This recent paranormal capture has been freaking people out. Very late one night, a security camera posted near a residential street picks up what looks like a shadow person walking by. You can see what looks like the shadow of a dark, hooded man suddenly appear. It then walks across the road briskly, disappearing into the brush on the other side. The uploaders and online viewers still have no clue what this was. Some are sticking to scientific answers like a camera glitch, but others think this was a real-life ghost. Perhaps the ghost of a man who died on this street or in the nearby area. But darker shadowed ghosts are often associated with demonic activity, so maybe it's not the ghost of a man who died here, rather an evil entity that aims to terrorize this local town. A brand new UFO sighting just happened in the United States. It was recorded on July 16th, 2025. It wasn't listed exactly where it was in the US though. However, a man stepped outside this evening to witness something straight out of a sci-fi movie. He looked up into the sky and saw a bunch of white lights flying around sporadically, with a huge reddish glowing light in the middle that looked like a portal or something. Check it out. The white lights, believed to be smaller UFOs, fly around and form patterns at times. while the portal, or what some are calling a mothership, stays floating stationary in the middle. A UFO mothership is a massive extraterrestrial craft that acts as a central hub or carrier for smaller UFOs. They're described as miles wide or city-sized, often cigar-shaped, saucer-shaped, or triangular. And they're reported to hover high in Earth's atmosphere or in low orbit, sometimes even cloaked from normal view. But viewers are freaking out about this one. One of the top comments on the video states, quote, "The camera was too shaky to be AI." Another commenter says, "Only in the USA." It really is a strange sighting, with seemingly no earthly explanation. What would you guys do if you looked up in the sky one day and saw something like this? Would you film it like this guy, or would you run inside to safety? Also, let me know if any of you have actually spotted any UFOs before. I would love to hear your stories. And real quick, before this video starts, I just released some of the best Bigfoot merchandise of all time. From coffee mugs to stickers to all the clothing you could imagine. I present to you I Found Bigfoot. Everything comes in many different colors and sizes, so it's perfect for everyone. So if you love all things Bigfoot and you love what I do here on YouTube and want to support me, go ahead and grab some exclusive merchandise just in time for spooky season. All you have to do is scroll down below this video and you'll see my showcase of products and you can purchase them from there. Or you could simply visit the store from my YouTube homepage. Or you can simply visit maximumfear.myspreadshop.com. That's maximumfear.myspreadshop.com. Thank you very much, and back to the video. So within the last few months and even over the last few years, there have been UFO court hearings in the US. And there's a new photo that was just presented to Congress that has the internet going crazy. The image is of an alleged 1,000-foot wide UFO over southwestern America. According to the uploader, the eerie picture was revealed at a UAP Disclosure Fund panel. It was posted by an ex-government official named Luis Elizondo. In the image, we see an absolutely gigantic UFO-like craft. It's a silver metallic flying saucer. It just hovers over where New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, and Utah meet. The picture wasn't taken by Elizondo though. He claims it was taken by a pilot in 2021. He states that the pilot was flying at approximately 21,000 feet up over this area. This is when he spotted and snapped this now infamous photo of the UFO just hovering there. I mean, the picture itself is insane. It pretty much looks like a giant coin or something just hovering over the land. We also get two shots of it, which is pretty cool. One more from the top and one more of a side angle. But I think it's so cool and crazy that the US is holding these UFO hearings. The hearings are bringing about all kinds of evidence about UAPs, UFOs, and aliens. And most of the evidence is pretty credible, considering most of it comes from ex-government officials who want to expose the government's secrets. So with all this being said, what are we thinking about this one? Nature clip time. This one was just posted on July 17th, 2025. A man was boating through some intercoastal water when he saw a giant creature. It's a huge shark, but it isn't just any kind of shark. It's a thresher shark, and it's stuck in some pretty shallow water. The thresher shark is a striking and unique species of shark, best known for its long whip-like tail, which can be as long as the rest of its body. This tail is its most defining feature, and it uses it in a fascinating way. To stun and herd schools of fish during hunting. It typically grows to 10 to 15 feet, and the tail makes up nearly half that length. and they weigh up to 1,100 pounds. They're commonly found in open oceans, but occasionally coastal waters. And why this one was up in this shallow of water is unknown. It's believed to be unintentional. What's crazy about these creatures is their tail can strike prey with speeds of over 50 miles per hour. That's just with their tails. They can also jump out of the water up to 6 feet high. Just such a fascinating but pretty scary animal. And the fact that this boater caught one on camera this close up is insane. Definitely a 1 in a million capture. I mean, if I saw one of these sharks swimming at me like this in this shallow of water, I would probably think I'm screwed. But luckily, this guy made it out unharmed, as these creatures are pretty much harmless to humans, despite their intimidating nature. So that's gonna do it for today's nature clip. I hope you all enjoyed. Alright, you know what time it is. Today's nature clip is definitely on the weirder side. The quick video shows a group of people that had found a raccoon on the edge of a forest. It was midday on May 31st, 2025. They inched closer and tried to feed it, and then something completely unexpected happens. The raccoon sticks its legs out and crawls quickly towards them. How can it even move like this, and how did it move so quickly? It looks like a spider or something. Imagine you're just trying to be nice and feed a raccoon, and then it comes charging at you like something out of hell. I don't know how the videographer didn't scream. Talk about a jump scare. The comment section was hilarious with this one, with a bunch of people making jokes. Someone said, "Bro got that 4-wheel drive." And yes, this video is actually hilarious, but someone in the comments made a pretty good point about something serious. They stated that the raccoon could have had rabies because raccoons are actually nocturnal animals. They're almost never out in the daytime. Now on top of this, imagine a rabid raccoon charging at you like this. Definitely something straight out of a nightmare. But it seems the uploader escaped the encounter unharmed, and so did the raccoon. So let me know what you guys thought of today's nature clip, and also what you thought of the video. And if you ever encounter a raccoon in the middle of the day, maybe stay away from it. If you're unlucky, it might just spider crawl towards you like this one. Alright, it's time for my favorite part of the video, today's nature clip. It was just highlighted on June 25th, 2025. It's a battle between two animals that you would never expect. A chipmunk and a snake. Before I play the video, take a guess who you think is gonna win. Alright, here it is.
This is insane.
He's going for it.
He's wrapping around the chipmunk.
If you guessed the chipmunk, you were surprisingly right. Now you may not have known, but chipmunks are actually omnivores. While most of the time they eat acorns, beech nuts, hickory nuts, hazelnuts, and other tree nuts, occasionally they'll eat meat if they need to. However, they usually prey on smaller insects like beetles, ants, caterpillars, and grasshoppers. So to see this one successfully catch a snake is pretty rare. According to the person who took the video, before they started videoing, the snake actually had the chipmunk wrapped up, with nowhere to go. But then the chipmunk somehow escaped and took out its captor. It's so crazy how every time the snake strikes, the chipmunk is able to dodge it quickly, just quickly moving out of the way. This is just such a cool example of why you never know what could happen in the wild. Sometimes the animals that you least expect to win will win. Moral of the story, never count a chipmunk out. Even versus a snake that started with the upper hand. Definitely one of the craziest wildlife videos we've seen in a minute, and the videographer got a perfect video of this rare event. Even witnessing something like this would be extremely rare, let alone capturing it on camera. So I hope you all enjoyed today's nature clip and the entirety of the video. Alright, I think it's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and smash the like buttons, mom. Let's aim for 5,000 likes for another one of these trail camera videos. And if you want to get to know me more, you want to see more of my spooky content, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Maxwell Fear, or you can go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Maximum Fear YT. And be sure to subscribe to the channel, because only 30% of you guys who watch my videos are subscribed. And be sure to hit that bell as well so you don't miss when I upload. And also feel free to check out my special Maximum Fear merchandise and coffee mugs. They're in the description down below. And shout out to my second channel, More Maximum Fear, where I post other scary content that you guys would definitely love. Alright, I hope your fear was maximized. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.